it up before we get the show started. Please set those opposition. Keep the table talk to an absolute minimum, and they'll have any comedians, or you will be asked to leave. With that out of the way, make some noise for all the comedians you came to see on the and now, coming to the stage, welcome your host and MC, very funny, very talented, Spencer Eddingfield.
Hello, Go Bananas. How's everyone? Glad everyone's coming out. I know it's freezing cold. It is Christmas season. Apparently, this definitely won't be a huge distraction the entire night. I am definitely looking forward to it. Yeah, I am. Give me 1 second. Hold on a second. Not my highlight. There we go. Oh yeah. Riding the momentum. You all were cheering, and I was like, I'm glad you guys are doing so well. I'm doing pretty well myself. I actually got a great compliment today. Somebody told me I look. Typically, I look like Amanda Bynes, and she's the man. But you know, I am definitely gonna take that. And you can, based on the way I'm dressed, just got off work. Actually, finally, I passed the bar. I've been getting some work in as a lawyer. That's been my passion, to kind of help make the world a better place. What I do is I do pro bono. And some of those chats are every weekend, okay? It's tragic. They have no idea what they're doing. I am glad you guys seem nice enough. I feel like this would be would all judge for wearing a picnic blanket, but I know it does look like I should be getting carried away by millions. But I have my fingers crossed that's not going to be happening tonight. I do stand-up comedy as somebody who looks very young for my age. People are typically very surprised when I tell them that I'm 35, mostly because it isn't true. But it still is an advantage, because I feel like a lot of other comedians, they talk a lot. And, you know, you talk, you're going to get your ass kicked. But me, I'm just a little stinker. You wouldn't hurt me, would you, huh? Come on, give me some hands and we can figure this out like gentlemen, please, I insist. Yeah, I really have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea how I do this. You know, you do stand-up comedy to make people laugh, but I feel like I don't relate to people. They say that you should relate to people. Okay, step one, pretend to relate to people. And they're like, I can't pretend, it has to be real. The problem that I have is I try to relate to people, but all I do is comedy. This is my only thing. So the only way I know how to relate is through stand-up. So I'm gonna give that a shot. Stand-up comedy is a lot like having sex. If you're lucky, you last 5 minutes. But unlike having sex, you do stand-up comedy, you actually want people to laugh at you. Doing stand-up comedy is a lot like having sex. Recently drove to Cleveland. And afterwards, they paid me with chicken fingers. Doing stand-up comedy, it's a lot like having sex. I regret inviting my mother. Glad she's so supportive of what I am, but it was far too raunchy for her tastes. Doing stand-up comedy, having sex. As one of the few things I look forward to in life, why do I always feel worse about myself? Ideally, things go poorly. At least that way, I have an feel so crappy. But when it goes well, that's when I'm really in trouble, because I'm still empty. Then on the drive home, I have to actively resist the urge to veer traffic. Why not? Might as well. Because given exactly what I always wanted, still completely hollow. Forever complete. If there is a God, why did he make me like this? Doing stand-up comedy is a lot like having sex. I struggle with. Can't wait for someday to be a headliner. Just do that for 45 minutes. It's going to be great. The fun will never end. You know what? I think that this was pretty fun. It's going to be out real quick, just so you're aware. The bathrooms were where you came in. Emergency exits there, and in the back corner. With that being said, we're going to get the show. Every single comedian. Can we do that, everybody? And with that, first comedian coming to the stage, everybody, it's Zach Brumback.
Yeah, Spencer. Yeah. I'm here. I'm glad it's Wednesday. I've been having a weird week already. My boss came up to me today, like at work. She came up to me today and she was like, "You look pretty like the normally you're like a pretty happy guy, look sad. Why?" And I just had to look at her and be honest. And I was like, "Yeah, I just didn't get high before work today." This is just, baby didn't get his juice. Swang. I have okay. Now, I know I'm not the only one. I've been getting high before I go to work because I've been pretty upset because I didn't get this work before because my boss said I didn't have enough experience for the position. She was like, "To accommodate you for that, we're going to add some extra duties to your job," which sucks. You're not going to pay. The worst part of that was my boss was like, "You can sit in on the second round of interviews to watch the good interview." I was going to sit in the corner and be quiet like I'm a little work. Just over there with like a ball and a gag in my mouth like, "No, not that one." Do we all know what a cuck is? Do we feel comfortable about that? Do we envision that? Yeah. Okay. Dude, thankfully they hired somebody, and it turns out his work experience is way bigger than mine. So, way bigger resume. You know, fuck it. I wasn't sure if I even wanted to try that because I did have. Because I'm a pretty indecisive kind of person. Like, never mind. I don't. It's unless you all want to hear it. Yeah, you're right. Fuck it. It's stupid. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. What do you all think? Just gonna do that for the rest of the 5 minutes. No, dude. I am a very indecisive person. I don't know about you all, but I stuck around in college for 10 years. My advisor called me a lifer. I don't know. I just saw the bill. And I was like, I'm not gonna leave at all. I ended up getting this history degree though, because I'm fucking cool. I got a history degree, and this dude, one of my teachers, we used to go back and forth all the time in class because I used to be a little shit with him. But one day he fucking zinged me in class to him, and he just looked at me and he was like, "Those who don't study history are doomed to repeat it." Taking your class for a third time, but maybe don't call me out. Also went to a culinary college. Do y'all know that you building? I'm just going down to my reading. I'm lost. I think I'm probably such an indecisive. I feel like mine got messed up early on, because I started weed when I was 11 years old, which is probably too young, maybe. Like, I know for sure that I was the only kid in my neighborhood that was building a pillow for it just... And I'm pretty sure it, like, fucked me up physically, because I started going prematurely gray. Like, I started going gray in high school. You all know what it's like to be the only one in your high school that is 100 years old? Like, no one fucking... You all don't understand that either, do you? Just up here. All right, I promise you already keep having a good time. My name's been Zach Brumback. Thank you all so much. You all have ready to keep having a good time. For your next comic, all a good friend of mine. Here.
Thank you. Thanks. Yeah, I'm a brown guy. I did super easily, but I think white people should chill with the spray tans. Like, just be comfortable in your skin, you know, be yourselves. Ugly. That's fine. Like, spray tans, they don't do so much, too. Like, that concealer isn't gonna hide the sins of your ancestors. You even know how they make spray tan juice? 1 cup blackface, 2 cream. I want to be supported. As a kid, I had to go to speech therapy. I couldn't pronounce. It's like a word on cards correctly. I was given a spoonful of peanut butter. You know, like how you reward your dog. At first, I was. I don't know. I think she was just trying to. She didn't want to lose my business, because peanut butter famously makes it more difficult to pronounce words. It's like, I'm here for the speech therapy, not this resistance training. I'm vegan. My boss, he was like, Nathan, vegan, what does that mean? Is that like vegetarian plus gay? And that's not true, but doesn't it like sound like it could be true? I'm not though. I'm married to a woman. I want to share the best marriage advice. Don't get divorced, because the marriage is pretty much over. Nah, one of my friends is getting divorced. I'm trying to be there for him, but I can't really, like, relate to his problems, you know, because I'm like a good husband. I try. I'm like, hey man, don't feel too bad. 50% of marriages end in divorce, so statistically, it's gonna be you or me in the head. It's a good friend. Bad husband, good friend. I want to tell you guys about my first kiss, if that's all right. I was in 8th grade. I had my little girlfriend. We were going to a haunted house. You know where people, like, actors dress up, jump out and scare you. And I think I got a waiver because I to touch you. We paid money to walk through dark rooms and just get, like, grabbed at. For $15, we got the experience of a woman walking through a bar. For a small fee, I got to feel like a hot girl, mind her own business. That's an idea for a haunted house. I think it'd be too scary though. It's like, and you gotta walk through it just getting hit on by like creepy dudes. You just walk in, you hear like, ooh, what that thing do? Now this was more standard, you know, like monsters and stuff. So we walk in, and we're hesitant, right? Because we don't want to get touched. We go in the first room and we see father and son zombies. They're sitting there flipping through a scrapbook talking about how much they miss mom. We go in the next room, we see a teenage ghoul in her hand jumping up and down. And she's going to be the first ghoul in her family to go to college. And I think, wow, maybe these actors really can touch you. If your heart is open, right? But before I could finish that thought, a man dressed as a werewolf licked the back of my head. Like so much force it lifted my heels off the ground. Some people got off their feet, I got schlurped off my feet. And that was my first kiss. You guys ready to keep this show going? All right, I need you guys to get nice and loud. Comedian, give it up, Luke Young.
Hey, banana. Guys need to wake up, dudes. Another December, another Christmas. Spotify rap. This bums me out. All my friends get to share theirs and think they're all cool because they listen to drug addicts that play guitar made out of a toilet seat. Me. I love BTS. Bag, which means I spend most of my time pretty steady. Driving high to places or to get. I drove to Columbus once. It was for my birthday, so you knew how to get blasted. Got interrupted though on the drive up there. I saw something interesting. There was a sign on the highway. It said, "Air traffic enforced by aircraft." What the fuck does that mean? Yeah, Goose and Maverick up there watching us now. To be fair, you could put anything on that sign. The fuck limit enforced by cops. Yeah, I would have pumped the brakes for that. No, but I drove to Raising Cane's High once, and that was. You guys ever been to the drive-through of Raising? Yeah? Did you hate it? I did. They suck. Raising Cane. Supposed to be a simple exchange, you know? I pull up, you remind me where the fuck I am, and then I tell you how I want to spend an eighth of my paycheck. It's simple. You get a Raising Cane's, you pull up, and they say, "Chicken, how do you like your meal?" Those words to me, man. I don't know how to reply. I'm a. I don't know if you can tell. So this hat. Some redheads. Good to know. Much it sucked being made fun of when I was younger, knowing damn well I'm better than all of you. We got differences. You know, we can survive without longer than you guys. We need more pain. We're different. As lame ass assaults for us too, soulless. My friend hit me with one recently that nearly brought me to my knees. He called me a match. One thing that's really been pissing me off. 2008, 2009, Kick a Ginger Day. I'm waiting for reparations. And I swear to God, what are you dudes out there talking about red? It's on fucking sight. But Andy, you guys have been great. Keep the energy. Keep the energy going.
I am tonight's surprise Asian. I know it's a surprise. I know most people look at me and they're like, I don't know what she is, but I don't think she's white. I was raised to be Asian, actually. My parents met during the Vietnam War, war is really the only way a white guy from Grand Rapids meets an Asian lady from Thailand. It's true. She suffered from a very serious medical condition. It's called Crazy Asian Mother Syndrome. Okay? I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but the main symptom is that are so on. Okay? I'll give you an example. I was worried about all the weight that I had put on, and she said to me, "Oh, you're so pretty, even though you." I took her to lunch, looked at the dress I was wearing, and she says, "That dress makes you look white. Chinese white." White is not a compliment to my mother because she's a racist. She hates the Chinese. My mom, I took her on vacation in China. She yeah. Imagine my mom, she's 73, she's 4'10", Asian lady. We're on a tour group of very nice, unsuspecting, innocent. And we're in the this is not so bad. They had a nice house. They had free food and a good job. All the nice black just stared at her like, "Oh no, she did not do that." And people looked at the ground, like thinking, "Us this time." Yeah. I just left her, you know. I want to see what an Asian lynching looks like, okay? My mom, for decades, worked as a bank teller and loved her, didn't know her. But the only people who didn't like her were bank robbers, okay? Now here's the benefit of Crazy Asian Mother Syndrome. My mom stopped 2 bank robbers with just her mouth that says his name on it, as you do when you want to commit a felony. On the bank note, and she just says, "Oh, something, Steve?" And he just ran away. That's the appropriate response to my mother, by the way. If you ever meet her, just run. The second guy comes in. He's very nervous. He's pale and he's sweating. And his hand is shaking when he gives her the banknote, right? And she just puts this caring hand on top of it. "Don't. You're too skinny for prison." That's a true story, by the way. Yeah, absolutely true. Even though my mom stopped all those bank robberies, she did get fired from that job because she wouldn't stop calling her homosexual bank manager the gay. "Oh, you need a checking account? Go talk to the gay. You want a mortgage? The gay will help you." My mom, and she lived with her 53-year-old boyfriend. That's a whole other. But my husband is 53, so I'm really glad that she and I have something in common. Finally, yeah. Last year, they legalized marijuana in Thailand. So, and she has a big farm, right? So I kind of jokingly asked her, I'm like, "Are you going to start growing marijuana?" And she said, "Start?" Guys, you've been a great audience tonight, really. Doing great. Let's bring up your next comic, James Andrews.
How's everybody doing tonight? Everybody calm, everybody loose, everybody comfortable? Alright, that's good. I'm gonna try tonight. But not the way y'all are probably thinking. Like front row, y'all are strictly voluntary. I'm just trying to We're just having fun here, okay? So instead of me picking out y'all's flaws, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna name a topic and I'm gonna share my experience on it. Then at the end of that, I'll invite y'all to call out yours. If you don't, no biggie, I can fill the time. All right? Ready? Here we go. The topic is kinky exes. Now, I think everybody is a little bit kinky. It's a good thing, you know? The more you try and deny it, more and less you meet somebody that flat out says that they have no kinks at all, that's the one you gotta watch out for. That's the one that's looking at your dog or your kid or your dead grandma. No, not good. Now, it took my baby mom 2.5 years, a pregnancy, and about, I don't know, 6 shots of Jägermeister to come out to me with how she's freaky. And honestly, I wish she would have kept quiet. And you guys ever drink breast milk before? That's not like all that weird in and of itself, you know what I mean? Like we give it to babies, you know, not a big deal. But if you incorporate it into sex, it's weird. And it's hard too. It's really hard, like physically difficult. Like you remember when you were a kid and you rub your belly and tap your head at the same time? Like that, you know what I mean? Like we don't like coordinate our movements all that well. You know what I mean? It's why we don't dance. The whole time I got a drunk bitch whacking me on the top of the head telling me, you're doing it all wrong. You need to go slower, you're not pulling right. Which, to that, I'm pretty sure I became the only man in history to say the words, honey, I'm sorry. I'm not sucking and fucking you the way that you want. But I'm not a baby. Also, side note, fellas, if you manage to do it right, the reward is gonna be now you're banging with a belly full of milk. Which, you know, at a certain point, you're just fucking churning butter. You know what I mean? Just wishing this shit would end. The silver lining note is, though, like, once you're done, you will never sleep better. I mean, you just calmed with a belly full of warm milk. I mean, like a baby. All right, that's my experience. Would anybody like to share theirs? Anybody? Going once, going twice? All right, time for something completely different. Now this next joke requires a little bit of a preface, all right? I do not find kill shelters funny. They're not funny. I love animals, I love dogs, I love pit bulls especially. But some of their last chance posts on Facebook are actually pretty funny. They all start the same. It'll have like a picture of a scarred up pit bull that is, you know, kind of looking cute, and then underneath it'll have a description. Now, that description is usually 2 paragraphs, and it starts with one from the point of view of the dog, which usually almost always reads like this. Hi, I'm Snorkel. I'm 3 years old and 90 pounds. I can absolutely never be housed around children. I am also triggered by other animals, quick movements, flashing lights, and the general smell of testosterone. Please help me. Then the second paragraph is even worse, y'all. The second paragraph is from the kill shelter. And it always reads the exact same in my head. It's like, Snorkel needs your help. Now that's a bad German accent, you know why. Snorkel needs your help. At 12 noon tomorrow, das Pooch is kaputt. Please save Snorkel from me. All right, y'all. That's my time. My name's James. Next up, we got Rick Roman. I'm pretty sure we have Rick Roman next. I know that's what it said on the paper.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your next comedian, Mr. Zach Wyckoff.
Hey, I'm not Rick, but clap for James, everybody, huh? Oh, fun. Man, he was talking about those dogs. Is he the one that kills them? I don't know. Wow, what a time. Nice guy talking about sex. That sounds fun. Who's done it? Not me. Okay. Okay. We're just here. It's Christmas season. Thank you. The ghost in the back. It's Christmas season. Who's excited to celebrate the birth of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ? Okay. One person. I'll see you in heaven. Heck yeah. Everybody else will see. I did grow up super Christian. I don't know. People think like since I did that, I'm like anti like all these modern day stuff like astrology or whatever. Are there any astrology people in here? Yeah? Nope. Sorry, that was me. I looked at the one white woman in the front row. That was me being judgy, and honestly, what's more Christian than that? I'm sorry. No, people think I'm like anti-astrology or whatever, but I'm not. You know, I was thinking about it. I was like, well, the three wise men found Jesus through following the stars. You know? Do you think I just imagine they just showed up to the birthplace of Jesus and they were like, yeah. But what time was he born? Capricorn? Not my savior. That's what's his rising sign? The cross? That's Oh, that's fun. I know I give off the vibe of a camp counselor. We're all gonna make friendship bracelets by the end of this. I'm not sponsored by Costco, but also, you just buy these sweatshirts. Kirkland Signature, it's pretty sick. I do have 49 others that look just like it. Okay, I gotta get out of here soon, but I'll tell you this, I don't get to do fun shows like this all the time. Just last week, I performed inside of a prison, and it was almost as much fun as this. Don't say, oh, it was cool. Nah, dude, it was sick. It was very intimidating, though, because, like, what am I going to talk about to the dudes in prison? You know? Like, I can't just go in there and be like, you guys know how it's just so hard to date. What am I supposed to talk about? But then I was thinking about it. I was like, well, we actually have all kinds of things in common, you know? Like, we all have twin-sized beds. And the only people who come to visit us are our moms. Like, there's not... It's not the first time I performed in prison. The last time I performed in prison, I performed at a women's prison. And that went great. And I think they were just pumped to see a dude. But yeah, dude, I was super nervous going in there, but it actually turned out great. And, you know, all the... there's more things I had to say, but... You get it. Let's go to prison together. I'm done. Thank you guys so much. I'm Zach. Oh, man. And I'm going to bring up your next comic. Please clap very loud for Wade Swarmstead, everybody. Keep clapping for Wade.
In a couple of weeks, I'm going to be 66 years old. People tell me I don't look that old. They say, oh, you look like you're in your late 40s, early 50s. But I think I've discovered the secret to anti-aging. Immaturity. It works. My favorite movie is still Animal House. I still wear blue jeans and t-shirts, and I still date 20-year-olds. You know, maybe it's my boyish charm, maybe the fact that I can make girls laugh, maybe because I'm a multi-millionaire. You know, I don't know what it is. But one of the things that I wasn't able to combat was erectile dysfunction. You can't get it up. And this happened a while ago. You know, you're in bed, you're hot and bothered, and you're like, come on, damn it, do your stuff. It's like doing push-ups. Come on. Finally, you get inside and you're like, oh yeah, this feels so, son of a bitch! Now, if you're a woman and your partner has a premature ejaculation, there's only 3 things you can do. A, pretend you didn't notice. B, say, that's okay, honey, I don't mind. Or C, say, roll over, your selfish pork face, now I'll never be satisfied. So I ended up going to a urologist to fix my problem. Oh yeah, it'll be easy, you know, we'll just jam a needle in your dick. I did it. And it did work, it really did work. 30, 45 minutes later, man, I was bigger than I was when I was in my 20s. It was great. You could do double headers like you used to do. But then, you know, they always have that disclaimer. If you have an erection lasting more than 4 hours, go to the emergency room. Hi. So I go to the hospital, and I'm sitting there, and the doctor comes in. He's got a lady with him. He said, would you mind if this student nurse observes? Mind? Are you kidding? Bring the whole nursing school. Bring all the sororities. I want every woman in the world to see this. Problem was, that messed me up, and I couldn't do the injections anymore. So, you know, by this time, I'm single. I've been divorced, per decision, and more recently, I've been widowed, per decision. And so I had to say to myself, damn, is my sex life over? Over? Did you say over? Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? So I go back to the urologist. There's only one thing left to do, a penile prosthesis. Huh? Oh, we're just gonna cut you open above your stomach and jam this contraption inside your scrotum. Okay. Well, you know, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. So I did it. And again, it works great. But it's better, much better than the needle, because you don't have to shoot yourself. You just got this little thing in here, you just pinch it. 10 seconds, you got a hard on. And it lasts. You can come once, twice, and it's still there. So I got to thinking, okay, if you're a single, sexually adventurous woman, how could someone like that not be on your fuck it list? You know, and then I'm thinking, okay, social media. What if I go on TikTok? What if I go on YouTube and, you know, do a demonstration and it goes viral? And a porn director sees it, and he's like, we want to hire this guy. And then I'm a porn star in my 60s. I think I got a good name for it. Granny Fanny. So, well, I gotta end with one good joke. I know you haven't heard a good one yet. Walked by Planned Parenthood yesterday. Parking lot had a sign, use rear entrance. Okay, thank you, Ann. And welcome our next comedian who's got a normal dick, Kyle Schulte.
That's normal as far as you know. Hey, how you guys feeling here? Pretty good? Yeah. All right, yeah. I'm feeling pretty good myself. Really good, really. Glad to be here. I'm a big fan of pro wrestling. Any pro wrestling fans here? I'm a big fan. You all big fans? Pro wrestling here? I like it a lot. I like the WWE. You guys big WWE fans here? WWE is my favorite out of all the other wrestling alternatives. The WWE, I like the WWE. I like the WWE so much. I like it a lot. I got one criticism for the WWE though, the name. WWE. Not thrilled with the name WWE. I would change the name WWE. I would revise the name WWE. I would change it from WWE. I would change it from WWE to quadruple UE. Am I right? Yeah, my kind of crowd. How you doing there, fella? Yeah, you circumcised fella there? I used to be circumcised. Yeah, I had her put back on, you know? Keep up with the fashion trends. I'm just so glad that my mom kept it, you know? Is that relatable? Less glad that it still fit. These are sophisticated jokes. Man, I gave blood the other day. You ever do that? Relatable? My own blood, to be clear. Give blood. You go to give blood, it's more complex than they let you to believe. You know, I thought you'd just walk in with a sack of it or what. No. You give blood, you got to fill out a whole questionnaire full of questions on the questionnaire. You know, very invasive questions on these. One of the questions reads, have you ever had sex with a homosexual prostitute? You know, I says, no. The next question reads, even once. No. Third question reads, come on. Okay. Oh, man. Is that relatable? Man, I was pooping the other day. You know all about that. I don't mean to brag. I only buy the best toilet paper, top shelf toilet paper, you know. That's just how I roll. Am I right, folks? Lately, though, I've been wanting to get a bidet. I want to get a bidet. You guys know what a bidet is? Yeah, I knew my kind of crowd over here. I want a bidet bad. I want a bidet. I can't afford a bidet, though. I don't have the budget for a bidet. Bidet's a little out of my budget, you know. Can't afford a bidet, so instead I got a dog. He's a rescue dog, you know? But who rescued who? Am I right, folks? I'm just telling it like it is. Dog, the poor man's bidet. The rich man's bidet is a poor man. Woo! All right, you guys were great. Thanks a lot, everybody. Thanks, Go Bananas. Hey, all right. Let me bring up the next guy. Really excited for him. He's got a Cameron Tranchmontaine. Come on up here, man.
How's everyone doing tonight?
Woo!
That's right. Little thing about me, I'm new to town. Just moved here from a place called Manchester, New Hampshire. It's also known as the Queen City, just like this great, wonderful city of Cincinnati, but we're about a third of the size, about 100,000 people. However, we do have the most profitable Dairy Queen in the nation, so I got you beat there. New Hampshire is a very, very white area, very white demographic, just like many of you in here tonight. We are so white that even our American cheese is white. Not something that I see around here too much. We do keep the orange stuff in stock, but it's mainly just to identify you out-of-towners and you tourists. Actually, our biggest tourist attraction is called the White Mountains, where you go skiing. So just another fact there about our whiteness. We do have immigrants, and they do come in mostly from Canada to learn how to be a professional hockey player. Well, they already learned, but they bring some of their culture down to us. And other than that, we have some Eastern Europeans that are fleeing basically war-torn countries from Russia. My best friend in 4th grade was Ukrainian. So even before I learned anything about the Cold War, I knew you don't trust Russia. Yeah. New Hampshire is so white that even our police brutality is perfectly reasonable. Yeah. No one feels bad about a white guy getting body slammed on a curb because he's, privileged. Yeah. So I moved to Newport, Kentucky about 2 months ago. Anyone else familiar? There we go. All right. Very nice. Now, I wasn't prepared for how shitty it is, actually. Yeah. And by that, I mean there's literal goose shit everywhere. Walking my dog is like basically playing Minesweeper, or the floor is lava, except the floor is bird flu. It's been tough though being new to town. I got a new bank, DraftKings. They should call it Overdraft Kings. It's not good. Some bad investments. Also, getting my ADHD medicine has been tough. I saw all these paperwork and all these forms I gotta sign, all these rules. I had to do a urine test, and I'm starting to think it'd be easier to get a prescription from Santa Claus. All I want for Christmas is my Adderall. Where was that? Well, I moved here for a job, and it's going pretty well. It's a corporate job, and before that I worked at small breweries, small businesses where you're pretty much encouraged to scream at each other across the room, and in the corporate world, that's not really acceptable. You pretty much have to start off every email with a very positive intro and try to end it on a happy note, which is just completely bananas, completely the opposite of what I learned to do in the real world. So basically, I'm not going to be contacting my landlord for the 5th time about my lack of hot water and start with, I hope this finds you well. Happy hump day. Yeah. Excuse me. My apartment is pretty nice, but the lack of hot water has been a problem. And there's no, sorry, I got tracked there. Well, anyways, as a New Englander, I gotta tell you, sports is about half of my identity. The other half is just being freezing cold all the time. I did grow up with Tom Brady, the GOAT. I don't care what you people say. I got to watch him throw bombs to the likes of Robert Gronkowski, Julian Edelman, Randy Moss, and coming to Cincinnati, I was very excited to watch Joe Burrow throw bombs to Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. But now that he's hurt and about a dozen other quarterbacks, the only bombs I get to see are from Israel. Yep. A lot of news out of the Middle East lately, including a video I saw of a Taliban police officer roller skating through the streets of Baghdad enforcing Taliban law, which is just so backwards. I thought they outlawed homosexual activity. I guess they're making a lot of progress there, so you gotta wonder, does this make the Taliban allies? I think so. I'm 30 and single for several reasons, and one of them being I still don't know how to order a haircut. I basically just want to walk into a barbershop, look at a picture of a strapping young man with a fresh cut, point to that and say, give me the number 5 with fries, please. All right, that's my time, everybody. Give it up for your next comedian, Drew Pennell.
What's up, guys? I've got a 9-to-5 job, right? Clock in, clock out, drive in, drive home, jack off in the work bathroom. You guys know what it is? I don't need to explain it to you guys up here. It's mundane, but it gets the job done. Yeah, I've got 9 to 5. I think there's like a lot of tension between like older people in the workforce and younger people in the workforce. They think we're like, I don't know, older people, they think we're like lazy. They think we complain a lot. They think we have a bad work ethic. It's like, yeah, that's true. But like, we want to be creative, you know? We want to do videos, dance, post them online. We want to do butt stuff maybe, but not all the time. But sometimes we might want to do butt stuff. You can't do butt stuff with a 9 to 5. Everybody knows that. I just don't think the older people realize the distractions we have today, like at work, like TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. Those apps are so fun. Those apps are so cool. They're so fun. They're just fucking like, I'm at work, I'm just always checking my phone, you know? What did they have back then? What did they get distracted by? Calculators? Fuck yeah. Fucking floor patterns? The pattern on the carpet? No, I think a big part of it was sexually assaulting women in the workplace. That was what they were all about. That was their TikTok. That was their TikTok. It was just fucking like, I don't know, like today, like, you know, if a couple people are on their phone at work, it's all right, wrap it up, you know. Don't do it too long. We know it's addicting. If you're touching girls in the office, it's okay. We know it's addicting, but just fucking wrap it up. It's okay. Now, if the whole office is on TikTok, that's a problem. If the whole office is touching women, you know, that's a problem. You're going to have a meeting about that. No work is getting done. You can't be having that. We have porn on our phones now, right? No, they expect you to work 8 hours at a desk when you have porn on your phone. Wake up. We can't keep letting this happen to us, guys. Guys, while I have you here, porn on the phone. Anyone else, like, in their notes app, they have that little section where you put, like, porn searches for later? Right? Well, it's not weird, okay? You're out in public, you know, you're with your friends, you're at work, you're here. You think of a good porn search. You can't do it here. You jot it down, save it for later. It's like, I don't know, comedians, we think of, like, jokes or premises, we write it down, save it for later. If we forget to write it down, it sucks. You know, but that's comedy. Comedy doesn't matter. What I'm doing doesn't matter right now. Porn matters. Okay, what I'm doing later tonight matters. You know? That's real life. I mean, you miss out on a good porn search, that's your week, you know? Fucking pack it up, I'll see you Monday. It's not fucking worth it. I'd say the weirdest porn search I've ever put on my porn search for later tab, my notes app, was like naked laughing. I don't know what makes me into that, or I don't know what therapist I need to see to address that. Now, surprisingly, there wasn't like a lot of content about naked laughing online. It's weird. But there was enough, okay? All right, you guys ever get like FOMO from Venmo? Like you pull out to pay somebody and you get blasted with like social media and you see like, oh fucking they paid them? What the fuck? Oh, it's a fucking drink emoji. They must have got drinks. What the hell? 10 hours ago, that was last night. They got drinks last night. What the fuck? Without me? I was fucking jacking off last night. Well, guys, that was a lot of fun. I appreciate it, guys. If you need me, if you want to chat, I'll be, it's a new gig I just picked up. I'll be collecting your empty glass bottles after this. I'm going to start chucking them at the dumpster as hard as I can, so catch me out there. All right, thank you, guys. Now, please, keep it up. Give it up for your next comic, John Bass.
Keep it going for him, everybody. How are y'all doing? Good, okay. A little Xanax early on. All right. Yeah. My name's John Bass. I live down in Kentucky, but I'm actually from Tennessee. Okay. And I actually sound pretty gay. It's fine. It's my voice. I can say stuff like that. Happy holidays. I like all the lights and stuff up here. It's pretty cool. I'm getting old. So this year my Christmas stockings are like literal stockings. Like compression socks. Yeah. They work fine. You can fit a lot of shit in them. I'm quitting comedy. I'm dedicating my life to DoorDash. And I know you're thinking, yeah, he looks like he eats a lot. But I'm talking about deliveries. The app just works so good, you know what I mean? Just give me one more dash, man. Fucking need. I'm up at 3 o'clock, and it's giving me notifications. Let's see. At Thanksgiving, my stepdad skipped me in the circle prayer. So we'll see if he makes it. Yeah, we're evil, dude. Southern people, the more polite we get, just fucking watch out. Something's about to happen. That sounded racist. It really did. I didn't mean it for it to. Sometimes the dust gets on me. It won't come off. You know, I don't want it to be on me, but it won't come off. I have 2 daughters. They talk constantly. They will not shut up. I mean, it's insufferable. They will never be quiet, ever. I'm thinking about tricking them into getting a few more vaccines. Maybe that'll shut them up. Get some of that synthetic autism. I have a girlfriend. We met on one of the apps. My friends assure me that's the normal way to meet people now. I don't know, it feels weird to admit publicly that you love someone you met on a computer. That's crazy. And they're like, no, it's normal, it's fine. But it feels weird because we met on the McDonald's app. It doesn't even do that. Doesn't even do that. Y'all, thank you so much. I've been John Bass. Keep that going for your next comedian, Max Faust. Yeah, keep it going for him. Yeah, buddy. Thank y'all.
All right, so I found out some good news recently. Apparently in ancient Greece, women found it more attractive for men to have smaller dicks. Because men with small dicks were thought of as more thoughtful and intelligent, whereas men with big dicks were thought of as horny and foolish. And that was super validating for me because that's what I've been telling my girls since day one. I got the ancient philosopher dick, baby. I might not be able to make you come, but shit, I talk a lot. But then I was thinking about it, and most of history was written by men. So there's a pretty good chance that's not true at all. I mean, if I was in charge of writing the textbooks, I'd write the same shit. Like, women love small dicks, and they hate the orgasm. Gotta trust it if it's in the books. So, count it as a win for now. Something that pisses me off is when parents get shamed for putting their kids on leashes. Right? That's bullshit. Kids should have to be kept on leashes. I mean, in most states, dogs have to be kept on leashes, and they're better behaved than most kids. And if your kid's not on a leash and he comes up and bites me, then we should put it down just like we would a dog. It's only fair. And not just kids, some adults need to be kept on leashes. All right, we all know a couple people, especially crackheads. Yeah, crackheads should definitely be kept on leashes. Plus, that'd be great for the economy. It would create a whole new sector of jobs. Crackhead wranglers? That sounds awesome. I would sign up tomorrow. If you don't know what a crackhead wrangler is, it's a government-funded job that I just made up, where it's pretty much just like babysitters for crackheads. We need that, because if you think about it, they're a lot like kids and dogs, you know? They got a lot of energy, they're extremely curious, and if you leave them alone too long, they're definitely gonna die. All right, let's vote on the issues that matter. Speaking of inevitable death, I've been doing a lot of texting and driving recently. I like to think I've gotten pretty good at it. I mean, honestly, there's nothing I can't do on my phone while I'm driving. But if I'm being honest with you guys, it's just a matter of time till I T-bone a family of 4. I've had some close calls. But before we get all judgy, I mean, I think we've all been there. We all text and drive. And I think we need to accept that so we can own up to it and make the road safer for everyone. How the fuck? From eating McDonald's.
That turns out he's been accused of years. Don't ever forget. It's good to see you.